Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here, great for recovering alcoholic and addict, just like every day. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe, leave the video a like, drop me a comment, and by all means, share it with somebody who might get something out of it. Guys, today we're going to do the daily reflections. I like this reading today. It's titled Freedom from Fear. When, with God's help, we calmly accepted our lot, then we found we could live at peace with ourselves and show others who still suffered the same fears that they could get over them too. We found that freedom from fear was more important than freedom from want. Material values fueled my life for many years, during my active addiction. I believed that all of my possessions would make me happy, yet I still fell bankrupt after I obtained them. When I first came to recovery, I found out a new way of living, and as a result of learning to trust others, I began to believe in a power greater than myself. Having faith freed me from the bondage of self. As material gains were replaced by gifts of the Spirit, my life became manageable. I then chose to share my experience with other addicts, right? And because all these readings, they basically are very applicable, right? One thing I had, one thing I had a lot in my former life was fear, and that's a tough thing to say because I'm always, I wasn't afraid to go to. No, I could accept whatever came down the pike, but if I'm honest and I look back, guys, I remember just cringing every time the phone rang because it was either going to be somebody I owed money to or somebody wanted something. Somebody wanted me to take accountability for my actions, basically, right? It was either horrified it was going to be my landlord. I have to, go through the spiel of not having money for it. It was just all of it, guys. I didn't know if there was going to be a cop on the phone that was going to tell me I had a warrant for something I got caught for. It was a horror show. Every time, literally, anytime the phone rang, I had fear. Every time I left my house, it was, am I going to have enough drugs to get through the day? It was terrible. It was literally, as much as I would have told you at the time, I wasn't afraid of anything. That's not true. Like, I was literally living in fear of life. Everything brought fear because everything was sideways. It was literally a house of cards that the slightest breeze is going to come in and just topple the whole damn thing. And to work so hard to live that way is insane, right, guys? If you're out there struggling, just give it up, man. It is so much better today. I can honestly say I don't live in fear today. I love my life today. I love the opportunities. When I catch myself stepping out of line and realize I'm not giving it all I can, I take note of that and say, okay, well, what's bothering me? I stop and I think about it, and I'll look at what's going on and look at in any areas that I need to make some changes or, give myself a little spiritual tune up. I'll go and I'll pray and I'll meditate on it. And guys, I know these things sound crazy. If I heard myself saying this now a year ago, I'd be like, yeah, I wouldn't put any faith into it. But now I understand that I do these things and they work. Like, I'm amazed constantly that anytime I see something in my life that I'm not happy with or just don't think it's where it should be or where it could be, all I gotta do is stop and pay attention to it and then apply all these principles that I'm learning in recovery to that aspect of my life. And, and maybe not like a flip of a hat, which oftentimes it is, but regardless, if I stop putting attention towards something, I can make it better. I've been given keys. We all have. We've all been given keys to live a beautiful life, guys. All you've got to do is just take these lessons to heart, apply them to your life, and you'll find there's no need to live in fear. I find myself now, if I have something I'm going to have fear about it, I turn around and I go and I just, because obviously if I have fear about something, it means I've done something wrong. So rather than live in that stress, because now that I've felt the freedom of living fear-free, I won't live like that. I would rather call myself out in the most public way and just say, hey, listen, I fucked this up, I did this wrong, I made a mistake. Let me do what I got to do to make this right because it's eating away at me and I can't have that today. And because I'm actually, and guys, I'm not even bullshitting. Like, I've done this a number of times in my recovery. I've talked about it before. It is what it is. Like, I'm not perfect. I'm going to make mistakes. But people see the totality of the work that I've done. And then all of a sudden I'm calling myself out and saying, hey, listen, I made a mistake. I want to make this right because it's for me. That's what happens when you start doing the right thing for the right, because it's the right thing to do, not because somebody's watching. And when you go to somebody and you've been doing all these things all along, and people are proud of you, and they're happy with the work that you've done, I'm forgiven immediately, because I didn't even get caught in it. I caught myself and then came forward with and said, hey, listen, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. This wasn't what it should be. Let me make this right. And guys, today because I've been doing this all along, today I have the resources to make things right. I have the mental clarity to see where I made the mistake and see where I went wrong and what it's going to take to make it right. Life just gets better and better every day, guys, because I'm doing these things. I love my life today, guys. I'm making this video a little bit early, and I'm actually going to keep it a little bit short. I think we're just going to keep it to the reading and leave it at that. I've got to get to my doctor's appointment tonight for my monthly Sublocade injection. We'll talk about that for a minute. That's something I've been wrestling with a little bit, because I'm like, you know what? I don't need it anymore. But I'm like, I did promise myself I would see the program through, and they recommend a year. So I'm like, you know what? I'm coming up on, this is like my 9th injection. So I've got, 3 more months, 4 more months to go with this. Sure, I have no problem with it. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't take anything from me. I enjoy going and keeping up on my medical stuff, because I have a constant contact relationship with my doctors now. So instead of calling and having to get an appointment from months and months away, literally, they call me every 3 weeks after my injection, and then I see them. So at least twice a month, I'm already in contact with my medical team. So I got to stay on top of things, guys. Like, it's amazing the differences in my life today, and it's all because I'm applying these principles. I'm doing the things that I need to do, and I see things through. I follow through. And again, I'm somebody that's not big on medication, so I don't want to be taking medication I don't need to take. But then I stop and I think about it, guys. Why would I stop that before the year, when the one thing I've never done is made it a year in recovery? And this medicine just about guarantees me, because it keeps me from even considering taking drugs, because I know they won't affect me anyway. Like, it's a perfect get out of jail free card if I start to have a bad thought. No, it doesn't preclude me from using. If I would use drugs, then that's still a relapse, and more than likely I would overdose before I ever got high off of it. But knowing that, gives me that peace of mind that, well, why would I bother? And it just keeps it, it keeps the cravings, and that's the thing. It's said to help with the cravings. I know I don't have any cravings, but I don't want to fool myself and then think that, oh, I don't have any cravings because I'm on the medication, you know what I mean? So I'm just going to keep going and keep doing it. And, God, the more I think about it, Ned, like in the beginning, I'm like, oh, I couldn't wait to get off of it. But now that I understand, like, I'm gaining weight, I'm getting stronger, like all my medical tests come out beautiful. I don't see any negative effects from this in any way, shape, or form. So I'm in no hurry to get off of it, guys. And that's the thing. I won't take it beyond the year, as much as I'm almost tempted to. But I don't want to be on something longer. I hate the people that stay on Suboxone and methadone and all that stuff for long periods of time. So I'm looking forward to the day I can walk away from it. I'm looking forward to the fact that I'm supposed to be able to walk away without any complications. I'm already down for the lowest dose, but I'm not going to push it. I'm going to do so when my doctors tell me it's time for me to come off of it, not when I decide it's right, because I don't want to have that reservation. I don't want to be... This is the thing, guys. I don't have reservations. I don't have secrets. I don't have fear. I don't want to change anything. My life is beautiful today. Guys, we're going to keep it short. That's the lesson today. I'm going to get ready and go to my doctor's. Hope everybody's having a great day. Guys, life is so worth living. You are worth the effort. And as long as you make the effort, you're going to reap the rewards. And, sometimes we might stumble and we might fall. Just get back up, guys. I said that so much in the early videos. I think I'm going to do a video soon without a reading, and just to check in and just talk about life in general, right? But I do enjoy these readings. But guys, if you stumble, if you fall, just get back up. It doesn't matter if you fall 99 times, as long as you get back up 100. Now, that's not an excuse. If you catch yourself before you fall, then don't fall. Like, don't, you know what I mean? Don't take that first drug if you can avoid it. But if you already have, then don't let that be the reason you don't come back into recovery. If something wasn't going right in your recovery, then double down. Dig in deeper. Look at your behaviors and see where, but do so honestly. Because I promise you, everybody that does so honestly ends up living a long-term, beautiful life in recovery. I know for one myself, oh my God, I will fight for this life tooth and nail right now, because I'm shocked. All the things that I could never do, that I honestly was starting to believe that weren't possible for me, are all coming into fruition, one right after the other, in this beautiful life that I'm living today. Guys, that's the lesson today. Always remember, God loves you. I love you. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it so much. We'll see you in the next one.